Handy tip when you're knocking tiles off in a bathroom. Start from top, bit by bit, bit like brick by brick, all the way around, down. Try to do the least amount of damage to these boards. Otherwise you'll end up having to do new walls. Because this is clicker. And then leave the bath in. Drop all your tiles, bump straight into the bath, and then scoop it out, chuck it outside, then take the bath out. Stops all the tiles going straight through the floor. To start of a new job, we're going to take all this out. These walls are like an egg box wall. So when you take these tiles off, it's going to damage that board, and you're not going to be able to take the board off. So what we need to do is we need to take them off, clean them down, and then what we need to do is, because there's a shower going in here, we're going to cut 2 channels there and a channel there, and we're going to put some 2x4 from bottom to the top. So when we screw his shower in, it's in it. Take all that out. If you check this spec out, this is the most organised customer I've ever been. I don't know if you can see it like that. Check that out. If you weren't confused before, you would be now. And then what we've done, taped everything up so we've got a nice run all the way down to the front. This is where you keep a bath in place. See what I mean about them walls there? That's how fat they are. You can't take that off because it's like an eggshell. This over years, people have taken bits out here, there and everywhere. So what we have to do is, we're going to have to batten some more battens in it, make it good. Bathroom, when you knock it back, knock it right back to the brick, and then you start in again. Because with these, this is what you're doing. There's no way around that. You'd never be able just to leave that and tile over it, how people think sometimes. Always back to the brick, reboard it, jobs are good. Taking off round window, be extra careful. Make sure naught goes on the window. Keep that little trim what window man's put in. We'll take that out after. Always start on your edge here. Just pull it away. Just do them one by one and shatter them. That way, you won't touch the window and you won't damage it. People think if they cover this window up, it's not going to get damaged. If it's covered up, chances are you're going to damage it. Because when something's covered up, thing at it, and you'll end up marking it. So just do it bit by bit. This is the only part I'd cover when I open the window. I put that in, and that's purely to stop all the shit from getting in there. That's it. Just bit by bit. Have to do bit by bit. Right, so we've knocked all those other walls off. Make sure it's nice and flush to a certain degree. That box in I've just taken out because I didn't know what was behind it. I figured there were a soil stack, but I thought I'd have a look and I'll just rebuild it. When you take it off there, you can't push that wall because you go straight through it. And this is the reality of doing a bathroom. It's not all rosy. So when you've tidied it up a bit and you're going through it, you want to just spend 10 minutes, just go around your wall, make sure there's no big bumps on it. Otherwise when you board it, you're defeating the object of knocking it all off back to brick. You want it as close to that as you can. So just go around it 10 minutes. Any little bits you find like them, just take out, and then PVA it, and then it's ready for boarding then. Right, so we've cleaned up, as you can see, nice and spotless. Always make sure it's clean if you're going to be working. So what we're going to do, we're going to go get all this gear, we're going to go get some more boards, and then what we'll do is, I've got a steamer, we'll take these rough bits off. You can't pull this board off, because if you pull this board off, you're going to pull that wall off. Pull that wall off, you pull this wall off. See this wall? You just pull it off. Because that's that wall on the opposite side. So you can't pull these off. The only way to do this is by knocking the house down and building it again. So what you have to do is, we're going to put some battens in here to strengthen this wall for a shower, there and there. Battens to strengthen it for shower head. You basically, what you're doing is you're working with what you've got, and you're just going to adapt it, make it solid. So see, and then on top of everything, you've got wires all over. People just run them all over. You've just got to bear in mind when you're taking it off. Make sure you don't. Right then, so last night, having nightmares over this wall, what we're going to do with it. What I'm going to do with it, I'm going to try take all this top layer off, and then I'm going to get some freebie too and try and make a false stud as an internal on this wall, because that frame, it's a glass frame and it's just not going to work. The weight of it, I'll just pull it straight off that wall. But I can't take that wall out without damaging all that other side and replacing that wall and replacing house. And I don't think customer wants to go to that extent in the cost. But we have to do something. Now bouncing that wall is, it's never hold a shower in a day in its life. So we have to make this wall solid. Right then, so what we've done, we've exposed the walls. These are the walls Taylor Wimpey houses. That wall's not even 2 inch. What my plan was to build this wall up to make it a 3-inch wall. But we can't do that because there's not enough room for a shower. But I'll have to just make it a 2-inch, but actually batten it properly. Put plenty of support in it, make it good. And then this side here, what we're doing, I've just cut it out. I'm going to put a slot in there and brace it off there to make it, and the shower's going to hang on there. And then we'll overboard that, so we don't need to take all that off. Right then, so I've studied it out. Plenty of timber in it, made it solid, put some insulation in it, and then what we'll do is we'll foam everywhere, and then we're going to double board it as well, just to try to stop that bounce. Because ideally it would have been better as a proper stud, but you can't do that, otherwise shower won't fit. And then we'll see how good it is then. And then we'll just put some battens in there. We're going to overboard that, because that wall is the wall what we're going to have to make this wall square with. What we're doing is we're double boarding this. So you board it that way, and then you board it across. That'll make it more solid. And then people might think, oh, why are you using a wet board in the shower? A wet board is only 600 by 1200. The strength in a wet board's not very good. So I've always used plaster. I did my first shower 20 years ago and I've never ever had a call back off plaster. So people think that using a wet board miraculously going to stop it from leaking. It's not. All it's going to do is stop the wall from leaking, and it's still going to go through ceiling. So regardless whether you use a wet board or whether you use plaster, if you haven't tiled it right, it's going to leak. We tile it right, it don't leak. Simple as that. Firm, no leak. Check that, no gap. All the way, all the way, across, all the way down, no gaps, level, bang centre of level. Not on one line, not on the other line, bang centre.
They'll sit and watch that all night that way.
That's why you pay that bit extra for us, you see. We don't mess about.